Welcome, friends. Okay. All right. Welcome, friends. My name is Lisa Dunn, and I just turned 70 this year, and surprisingly, I like it. I thought being 70 would be like old and low energy and all that, but you know what? I find that I like it. Of course, I don't know if I'm going to live one more day or another 30 years, but it doesn't really matter. I like to live an intentional life from now on. When I turned 40, I was going to write a book called Turning 40 and Loving It. Well, I never wrote it. I was busy. Besides, I didn't have that much wisdom or experience when you think about it. Now that I'm 70, I really enjoy it and I don't have pressure like I used to feel. It used to be that I want to please everybody and worry about what they thought of me, but I found out that they don't really care about me. I mean, they might like me and they're friends, but it's not like they care about what I do as much. They accept me for who I am. But I've always felt like I had to prove myself.
Why?
Because, well, also coming around the country, I was a foreigner, and I was very aware of that. And I feel like I have to be better than other people. But now looking back, that's not what it is. I really like where I am now.
Why?
Because I was just too busy doing things, always trying to prove something. I don't like that. That's very tiring. But that's the society pressuring you. And like if you're staying home mom, they say, well, why don't you use your education to do something? The media says, oh, you can bring the bacon and cook it too and all that kind of stuff. I'm fine just baking it and making my husband happy and children happy.
You're sitting across from Lisa now at 40.
Mm-hmm.
You tell her something
Okay.
just so that she can learn from you.
Okay. Well, Lisa, here I am. I'm 70 and you're 40. I envy you because you're young. But if I have to do it all over again, I will not be so busy. And I will not try to please everybody because nobody can please everybody. You can please somebody sometime, but not everybody all the time, right? So it's kind of relief to know that. Take time to enjoy yourself. I don't know how to. And I'm getting to be better at that, but I still have to put effort to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Also, realize that enough is enough because when you're trying to get more, it's so tiring. But when you think you have enough, you're already rich. Really. I mean, first of all, living in America, everybody's already richer than anybody else, in other words, right? So knowing that enough is a great thing. Don't compare yourself to others because you're unique. Nobody's made like you. And I found one thing, that life is never what you expected. It could turn out to be better or worse, but never what you expect. But you gotta embrace that. It can be a good thing, Something I'm learning also is it's okay to say no. Because it used to be, if somebody asked me to do something, I say, sure, no problem. But then as soon as I go, oh, why did I do that? Because I got all these things happening, but I said yes, so I have to do it. That can be very exhausting. So I will say, get your priorities right. I look back and I go, I really spend a lot of time pleasing other people. And I do wish I had more time doing little things, playing games or whatever with my family. I feel like I was expected a lot to do a lot of things because we were doing so well.
Oh, you felt guilty having...
I felt guilty. I felt obligation to help others or do things for them because deep in my mind, I felt like I didn't deserve it. Who am I? I have this one of the most beautiful home in the county at that time. And we're healthy. We had money. And we thought we'll just do it. And I think we lived in that beautiful home for 25 years. I had at least once a week had dinner with people coming over to our house, and I make food, and and they loved it. I loved it. But I'm going, if I take some of my time back, I would just definitely pare down that time. I want to be hospitable. That's why I did it. But people told me, oh, you're so good at entertaining. I did not like that at all. I wasn't trying to entertain people. I was opening up my house so people can come enjoy food and fellowship. But so when they said, that, "Oh, you're always so entertaining," I didn't like that.
Why not?
Because entertaining sounds like entertaining somebody to get something out of it. But
Oh.
I was hoping to be hospitable. I mean, some people did call me hospitable, but I did it because it was hospitable. I'll tell myself, first of all, don't make so much food. And I made lots of food and I gave away all the food when they left, which people like. And I just feel so good about doing that. But it wasn't really necessary. I think one thing that I learned was one time this a young couple, they thanked me so much for having them over for dinner, even though I didn't know that much. But then she also said, "Oh, I wish we could invite you over, but I can't do what you do." So I kind of intimidated her, which is not a good thing. Hospitable means you can share even if you have little, not just only when you have a lot. A lot of times people who are younger or wasn't as well off, they didn't invite us even though they are very grateful because they feel like I can't compare myself to that. They were comparing, but they felt a little bit overwhelmed by my opening up my home and all that food and all that. So I think if I do it again, I won't be as extravagant. I will still be hospitable, but not make 10 dishes. You know what? I actually felt guilty about living in such a beautiful home at that young age. Oh my gosh, our house, we had 10 acres, wooded acres with a river behind it. It was 7,000 brick house, 4 levels, basement, playroom, main floor, and second floor. It was a lot of house. It was a gorgeous house. We were very, very grateful. But then back of my mind, I'm thinking, I don't deserve this. And I need to be hospitable. So that's how it worked. And it was a small town. I'm at a point where I'm not wanting to get more friends. I want to cherish what I have. And in some cases, I actually have people that I don't really, want to, because they're kind of toxic or so draining. That does not mean I'm not going to help those in need, okay? I have a sister who I take care of, and she needs my help. And she's got a lot of things going on that's just hard. So I want to take my time to do that because she's my sister. But I don't have to pick up everybody who is, having problem and try to do it like I used to. I can't do that. I can't do it. I don't want to do it. And you can't go deep when you're so wide in friendship. There are only very few couples that you actually have a deep relationship that you have until you die. Don't go wide as far as friendship goes. Go deeper. Because eventually, as your life changes, there are some friends that are going to move away or at our age die, whatever. But really, what's important is those friendship and you nurture it as long as you can. Being grateful, realize it's not you. It's something that happened to you. And no matter what happened, if you're grateful, your life is better, I think. It makes all the difference in life. I'm choosing to be grateful. It's not somebody said you have to be grateful or that's a path to success. It's not that. I'm grateful for what happened to me and I'm satisfied with that. I could say I want more or I'm not satisfied or, why is this all I have? When you think that way, you cannot be happy. You have to choose whether you want to be grateful or not because, like I said before, some people have everything, but they're not grateful. Some people have very little, but they're very grateful and they're happy people. So that's something I learned from my husband, David, because, well, that would be your father. He's always very grateful. He doesn't complain. He doesn't have envy. I used to have lots of envy when I was growing up and I want to have it. But when you're grateful, you don't expect as much, but what you have is very enough. So that's a good life. There really is. Yeah, and count your blessings. There's so many blessings we can have. The fact that we're alive, that is wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm glad to be 70 because that means I get to live to be 70. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people, young people die early and it's a shame and it's so sad. So I'm very grateful for that too. So thank you, friends, for spending time with me. And if you like what you saw, be kind and like me, because who doesn't want to be liked? And also, if you feel really generous, subscribe. And I hope to see you soon. Thank you. Bye-bye. What did I get myself into? But I like it. I like it. There's a lot to share.